seat on the bus. I said, I'll get in the back. Whatever happens, whatever happens. And how many of you know that sometimes desperate people, we take desperate measures?
Yeah.
When I made that decision to leave, I was desperate for change. I was absolutely desperate for change like I had never been before. And so I was able to really reshuffle and repurpose a lot of the skills that I didn't even realize I had. When I look back to even before being married, my single days, I've always had a gift to gather women and to bring women together. And we'd leave a Christmas party inspired, looking forward to the next year, goal setting, encouraging each other. I didn't know that I was empowering women. I was having a great Christmas party and showing off my Christmas tree. So I thought. Okay? So I want you to think about redefining your reality. What is it that is in your life that's not what you want? Because whatever that thing is, you have the power to change. You have the power to change. And so the first thing I want to talk about is rediscovering your passion. And you'll notice that the graphic there, the pictures like from a treasure chest, it says, search for the treasure within. I spent a lot of time trying to figure out why I showed up. And I believe for those of us that are believers, there are two very important days. One is the day of salvation, the gift of salvation. And a lot of us stop there. But that's a great place to be. But I believe almost even more important than that is the day that you realize why you showed up. When is that day? Can you say when that day was? Can you say what the inspiration was on that day? So I say you got to find your passion. What is that thing that you do so well that other people would pay you to do it, but you love it so much that you do it for free? You do it so masterfully that it could turn into a business. Talk about turning passion into profit. What is that thing? What's your legacy? If you left here today, what would your headstone read? What would the people say about you? How did you inspire? Legacy is not about currency. It's about contribution. And currency is great. It's a great legacy to leave, especially for those of us that have children. But it's not what we leave for them. It's what we leave in them. So find that thing, and I say, find rediscovery. Life has happened. Death, devastation, discontent. I call them the D's, and the list goes on and on and on and on and on. But how can you move past those things and rediscover and bring back to the surface what that thing is that you were called to do? Before your mom and dad got together, God already had it in his mind for you. Before you were, it was. What is that thing? And if you cannot articulate what that thing is, you need to silence everything in your life until you get total clarity on your God-given passion and purpose. There's a productivity that comes with passion. Did you see how happy Cheryl is? That didn't just happen because she's here. Did you know, Carol Hunter earlier, people are there. It's out there. It's not something afar off. It's not unattainable. You know, for a long time, I thought that it was set for an elite group. You look, you see, you look from afar. Could that ever be me? Could I ever be that person living with passion, living with purpose? And you don't even think that it's possible for you. So you've got to silence your life, silence the distractions. Like she said, turn off the phone, Periscope. The Periscope notifications drive me insane. Everybody's on Periscope talking about nothing. And you'll find yourself drawn to and fro, following them, doing their work, investing in their life's work, and you're not clear about what yours is. So before you can be great, you've got to rediscover what that thing is. And I believe that there is one thing, that there's a seed of life. There's one thing that's on the inside, and that seed has the power to multiply. One of the curses in this process is trying to monetize everything you've ever done well. You ever seen those people? She does great tacos, so she opens up a taco shop. And Tamara fixes tires, so she's got a tire shop. And Mother right here, she's doing taxes. And we're doing braids, and we're selling barbecue, and anything, makeup. I was there. Anything that people said, oh, you did a good job. Oh, I'm going to be an interior designer. I'm going to be a makeup artist. I'm opening a bakery. I'm opening a restaurant. And so you get pulled in all these different directions. But I say focus on one. I think there is one thing that will really serve as a springboard for everything else that can happen in your life. And what you find is that there is a piece of your core that even as you move through life, because we say hello and goodbye to places, positions, callings many times in life. I'm still an educator. I don't work for a school district, but I'm still an educator. I'm forever a teacher. So wherever I am, I'm teaching. Whether I'm in the salon sitting under the hairdryer, I'm teaching. Whether it's a radio program or a platform like today, I'm teaching. I'm a teacher at heart. Looking back, now I know why I spent 17 years in education. Didn't know it then. It makes sense now. So focus on the one thing. Give yourself permission to test yourself with different things, because you may not get it right the first time. And quit letting people that aren't willing to jump and try have something to say about you trying and testing yourself until the magic happens for you. Because, people are dirty. They'll discourage you. The worst thing that you can do is wait for that validation from people to say, Deidre, you can do this. You'll die waiting. Okay? So give yourself the permission to grow, to expand, to test, to go into different areas. Okay? The next thing that you can do is to reshape your thinking. And if I don't make it to my third point, we could build a whole movement around reshaping your thinking. And it was the single most important factor in my personal transformation. This box is really shaped like a coffin. People love boxes. They love to put you in a box to give you a title. She puts you in the mind of so-and-so. Oh, she preaches like so-and-so. Oh, she kind of reminds you of so-and-so. It's the box. They've got a box, they've got a label on this box, and that label comes with a set of characteristics and criteria that you have to follow and meet. So get out the box. Get out of the box with the thinking. And the only way that you can change your thinking is by changing what you allow to go into your hearing and your seeing. You're going to have to change your circle in order to change your life. Who are you around? If you're in a bunch of disempowering relationships with turtles and you're a giraffe, how's that going to work out over time? Because you have to keep stooping down to communicate with them. See, giraffes and turtles, we don't even breathe the same air. We don't see the same things. We don't hear the same things. So why would you let a turtle impact your decision and you're at another level? So what does a giraffe need? To be surrounded by other giraffes. That's why movements like this, that's why Girl Go Be Great and all of the other women's empowerment movements happening in our nation right now are so important. You have to be connected to a community of achievers. You won't even know what's possible. You won't even know what's happening. You don't even know how to do what you think you've been called to do until you get around the right folks and get the right information, the right inspiration. So you've got to change your circle. And this is hard for some people. A lot of people get stuck here because they don't feel worthy, or they feel like they're leaving people behind that haven't made the decision to come into their greatness. Hey, it happens. If you're lucky, it's going to happen naturally. You don't have to call up your friends and family and say, hey, girl, I'm getting ready to go be great. So I'm not going to be able to talk to you after today.
Right.
You know what's going to happen? You're going to become so involved and engrossed in your work, your business, that passion, that mission, that organization, that book, whatever that thing is, it's going to consume you in a healthy, in a balanced way. But it's going to be your focus. You'll be laser focused on that. So when she's calling you, talking about going to happy hour and you got stuff to do, she's eventually going to stop calling you. They're going to say you're boring, you changed. Then they start saying this one. She thinks she's, see what I'm saying? That's what they say. You know you're on to something when they start talking about you like that. Especially when you get to all that. Girl, she thinks she's all that. And you say, I'm headed, I'm in the right direction. I'm in the right car. I'm driving the right direction this time. I got it. But it's going to happen naturally because the things that you're interested in. You're going to want to talk about positive, productive things, success, being challenged, being transformed. She's not interested. So it's going to be very hard to maintain that day-to-day contact and those close relationships with her because you want to be around people that feed you. I don't want to have to hide my dream from you. If I do, I'm not going to be spending that kind of time with you. I may see you at a holiday or a family event, and then I get real short. How's it going? Good. How you doing? Good. How's the book? Good. How's business? Good. You just turn into a one-worder. I don't like being around people I have to keep explaining to who I am and why I am. And then you ever have people do you like this? Why can't you just be happy? You know? There's a dream house out there for my husband and I eventually. People come to our house and say, a dream house? You gonna get another house? Why not? Yeah. It's just a house. You can do it. It ain't nothing but a thing. But people will, that box. Yeah. You had a job. What else could you possibly want? And they'll make you feel guilty for having aspirations. Financial freedom, girl, that's new age thinking. No, that's my reality. I'm headed in that direction. That's mumbo jumbo. No, it's my reality. It's unfolding as I speak from day to day. And so you have to be very, very careful because some of these people you're going to share DNA with. Some of these people you may even sleep in a bed with at night. You understand what I'm saying? So you have to be able to have that resolve and that laser focus to keep moving regardless of what is happening around you. Okay? How else do you do that? You have to invest in your personal development. Your personal development is your responsibility. It's not your bishop's responsibility. It's not your pastor's responsibility. It's not your husband or your neighbor. Growing yourself is your responsibility. And you have to agree to grow where you're going. Because if you're going to be in a place, in a space that you've never been, you've got to agree to become a person that you've never been before. That costs money. Hey, Tamara and I didn't walk from Dallas to South Carolina. Okay, it's going to cost money. And if parting with your money and that kind of thing is hard for you, you're gonna be stuck. Right here, you have to begin to invest in yourself. Start at the low level. I think Carol had a package that started at $47. You can find $47. I spend almost $100 every time I go in Walmart. And I bought nothing. I went in to get detergent and lunch for the field trip tomorrow, and it's $100 when I come out the store. And you're moaning, and does that happen to anybody else? Target, H-E-B, whatever your thing is in your town. And I swipe the card and never think anything about it. But when she wants to help me mend my money, and she asked me for $47, $47? You know how many hamburgers I can buy with $47? And then you don't even need the hamburger, you need to be eating a kind bar like I've been doing today. I didn't have my hot wings last night. I got up this morning and had a kind bar, but I did. And Tamara said, you think we can go back and get some more hot wings tonight? But you've got to quit. You know, because here's what you say when you want to invest in yourself. With your actions. You'll never say it with your words, but you say, I'm not worthy. Yeah. When you want to invest in yourself, what you're really saying is, I'm not worth it. Not it's not worth it. I'm not worth it. And so how do you everybody's a boss these days. You're a boss, but you want to invest $47 in yourself? I don't want to work for you. Work with you, alongside you, behind you. You're still handling like a used car dealer over $47? So you have personal development has to become part of your budget. You have to plan for it. There's a conference, it's $1,500, $5,000, $3,000. You get the calculator and you make it happen. And it's that simple. It's a non-negotiable in moving forward. Okay? So you have to reshape your thinking. People, okay? Remember, we'll be the same other than the people that we meet and the books that we read. Those are the only way that we change our thinking. The people that we encounter, because they should be pushing us and challenging us to think bigger. Okay, Laurie scares me.